What if I told you that one quiet metal, something most people ignore, is sitting at the center of America's military power and the future of technology? Not oil, not gold, not lithium, silver. Right now, behind closed doors, the U.S. military and the biggest tech companies on Earth are racing to secure as much silver as they can. And almost nobody is talking about it. This isn't hype. This isn't theory. This is already happening. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why silver is becoming one of the most important strategic materials of our time, and why the smart money is paying very close attention. Before we go any further, if you like content that breaks down money, power, and hidden trends shaping the future, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel right now. It helps the algorithm push this video to more people who need to hear it. You're watching the WISE Investors, where we connect the dots others ignore, so you can think ahead instead of reacting late. Now let's talk about silver, not the shiny jewelry version people think about, but the industrial metal that quietly runs the modern world. Silver is the most electrically conductive metal on Earth. Nothing moves electricity better. That single fact alone makes it irreplaceable. Every advanced weapon system, every smart missile, every radar array, every satellite, every secure communication system depends on silver in some form. You can substitute many metals in industry, but when it comes to performance, reliability, and efficiency, silver has no real replacement. Think about modern warfare. This is no longer about tanks rolling across borders. It's about precision. Drones that can stay in the air longer. Missiles that can hit targets with extreme accuracy. Satellites that never fail. Communication systems that cannot go dark. All of this requires components that handle massive amounts of data and power, often under extreme conditions. Silver is inside those circuits, connectors, switches, and contacts because failure is not an option. Now here's where things get interesting. The U.S. military doesn't just need silver today. It needs silver tomorrow, next year, and for decades to come. And the problem is, silver supply is not growing the way demand is. In fact, most silver is not mined on its own. It's a byproduct of mining other metals like copper, zinc, and lead. That means silver production doesn't respond quickly to rising demand. You can't just flip a switch and mine more silver. At the same time, tech companies are consuming silver at an accelerating pace. Smartphones, laptops, data centers, electric vehicles, solar panels, AI servers, and 5G infrastructure all rely on silver. Every solar panel uses silver paste. Every EV uses significantly more silver than a gas-powered car. And as AI expands, the number of data centers is exploding, each one packed with silver-heavy components that must operate 24/7 without failure. So now you have two giants pulling from the same limited pool. On one side, the U.S. military and defense contractors. On the other side, Silicon Valley, big tech, and the clean energy industry. Both need silver. Both are willing to pay for reliability, and neither can afford shortages. Here's something most people don't realize. Silver is also critical for national security. That's why governments track it differently than many other commodities. If supply chains are disrupted, if geopolitical tensions rise, or if mining regions become unstable, access to silver becomes a strategic issue. This is why stockpiling matters. This is why long-term contracts matter. And this is why demand keeps growing quietly in the background. Let's talk about missiles for a moment. A single advanced missile can contain significant amounts of silver in its guidance systems. Multiply that by thousands. Now add fighter jets, naval systems, electronic warfare equipment, and space-based defense platforms. Silver is everywhere, but you never see it because it's hidden inside the technology that keeps modern militaries functioning. Now layer in the tech side. Companies building AI chips are obsessed with efficiency. Heat management, power loss, signal speed. Silver helps solve all of these problems. As chips get smaller and more powerful, the margin for error disappears. That's why silver remains essential, even as engineers search for alternatives. Nothing beats it at what it does. Here's the real tension. While demand is rising, silver inventories are shrinking. Above-ground silver is being consumed, not stored. Unlike gold, which is mostly hoarded, silver is used up. Once it's inside a circuit board or solar panel, it often isn't recovered. Over time, that creates a supply squeeze that gets tighter and tighter. This is where smart investors start paying attention. Not because silver is flashy, but because it's necessary. Civilization doesn't run on hype. It runs on materials that work. And silver works better than anything else in its category. At the WISE Investors, we focus on these kinds of signals. Not headlines. Not panic. Signals. When governments and corporations quietly agree on the importance of something, that's worth watching. Now imagine the future. More AI. More automation. More defense spending. More electrification. More data. All of it increases silver demand. And yet, mining output struggles to keep pace. That imbalance doesn't show up overnight. It builds slowly, then all at once. We've seen this story before with other strategic resources. First, nobody cares. Then insiders position themselves. Then supply tightens. Then the public notices. By the time it's on the news every day, the opportunity has already shifted. This video isn't about telling you what to buy or sell. It's about understanding why silver is becoming impossible to ignore. The U.S. military doesn't chase trends. Tech companies don't waste money on unnecessary materials. When both agree on one thing, it's worth asking why. And now I want to hear from you. Do you think silver will become one of the most important strategic metals of the next decade? Or do you think technology will eventually replace it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this video helped you see the bigger picture, share it with someone who cares about money, technology, or the future. Sharing helps this channel grow and helps more people think ahead instead of reacting late. Thanks for watching The WISE Investors. Stay curious, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next video.